stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part 2 of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, on social media or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador. That's Aggedor on Mumblet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin. And welcome back to the English Defense League radio show. Jeff will be calling back in just a moment. Okay, but it's time for us to move on just a little bit here on the show. And what we're going to do is move into the subject of Islam and the threat of Islam.
I'm back.
Yep. Hello, Jeff. All right. Yeah. Now we're going to talk for just a second about the whole Ramadan thing. What we need to do is talk about what frankly is the body count. Jeff, you know this. The amount of people that are killed during Ramadan, and according to the Religion of Peace today, at this point, there have been 62 attacks in the name of Islam, and 278 people have been killed by Mohammedans. So that is the latest figures of people posing this Islamic threat. Okay, it's not just an Islamic threat when people get killed, and that's what's going on right now, guys. And this is only as far as Ramadan goes, this is only day 11. Okay, so we've got over 2 weeks of this horror left. We read a story last time, Jeff, about how this isn't normal among Mohammedans and this kind of thing. But you know what? It's still allowed. And I'll say what I've always said about this, which is that if this wasn't something that Islam allows, it would be an affront to the Prophet Muhammad. And if it was an affront to the Prophet Muhammad, this stuff would almost never happen, because the rest of the Muslims would just completely overwhelm the very few terrorists that there would be. But we see what happens. We see what happens every time. And yeah, that is the threat that we talk about when we get on here and we talk about these things on EDL Radio and all kinds of things like that there, and it's what Tommy Robinson talks about too.
Yeah, he does.
Now, I'm gonna.
Can I let you know we've got someone in the chat room this evening. The gentleman's name is Observation Learning, and he said hi to yourself and hi to me, buddy. Just to give you a shout out.
Hello there, OL. Yeah, good to see you in the chat, and welcome to the chat. Yeah, we do have a chat room here on the English Defense League radio show, guys. So if you please, come to Blog Talk Radio when we're on and avail yourself of the chat room. Yeah. Just look for the English Defense League radio show.
Just put the phone number to call in as well. Observational Learning has put the call number in, which is, if you're outside the United States, is 001-858-777-5934. Thank you very much for that Observation Learning. It's good to see one of our chatters there putting up our info. Thank you, buddy. Go on, Dave. Sorry about that.
Well, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's always nice to welcome new people into the chat. Now, one of the things I want to talk about here real quick, this is involving Tommy Robinson, is just the press coverage. The press coverage has been almost as slimy as what the government did, Jeff. What I kept getting from, I think it was either the Mirror or the Sun, because I kept looking at various papers. All right, and they kept saying, "Oh, Tommy Robinson booed by the crowd," as he goes into court, which.
Tommy
As
Robinson
you know,
doesn't
Jeff,
get booed going in.
Is completely
Tommy Robinson, and the noise echoed. If you know the Old Bailey's like, and you get a crowd making a lot of noise, which they was, it was echoing. It was blew your eardrums. All that rubbish. That's what the mainstream media are like. They lie, and lie. That's all they're good for, because they're told to do it. They're told, aren't they, Dave, to do it?
Well, Jeff, that's the thing. I mean, this is done for the people who don't get any of the live feeds. This is done for the people. I mean, obviously, the fake stream media isn't going to cover any of this. So this is told to make people actually believe that there was a big crowd out there booing Tommy Robinson. All right? And we know that's patently false. Okay, so this is the kind of thing, guys. When you see these stories in the news, you have to take them with a salt lick. You have to take them with way more than a grain of salt. The story that I have in front of me here is from the Daily Express. All right, and it says Tommy Robinson to face new court proceedings over contempt allegations, and the subhead is High Court judges have given the go-ahead for fresh contempt of court charges. Fresh charges, by the way, guys.
How can it be? This is double jeopardy, Dave. In your country, this would be classed as double jeopardy. I'm sorry to break in there like I did, but Dave, is that what we're seeing here? Like, if you're looking in, is that what you're seeing with this young man?
Well, I think it gives a clue. I think the subhead gives a clue. They're calling them fresh charges. And what that now, I don't know if the concept of double jeopardy exists in the UK, but I do know it exists in the United States. But I think in the case of the UK, they're just bringing forth these quote unquote fresh charges to make themselves look good. Which I gotta say again to the government of the UK, guys, there's no way to pretty this up. You're not going to look good, okay? You're not looking good. None of this that you're doing looks good. You can call it new charges. You can call it fresh charges. You can call it protein-enhanced, vitamin-enriched charges, whatever you want. None of this looks good. To the rest of the world, you guys look like Banana Republic thugs for what you're doing to Tommy Robinson. That's my opinion.
Well said, Dave. I couldn't agree more. I've said this before on other shows. It feels like that, and you're actually using that same term as what I did. So I agree.
That's where I got it
from. It's totally wrong. I mean, it used to be what the world used to look towards, our judicial system. Now it's a laughing stock of the world. And the unfortunate thing about it is the world can see what we're going through. Being patriots now, you've been classed as racist, fascist, bigots. They just want to give us this label. Politicians are calling it. The judges even calling it. Mainstream media, which is like the deep state media now. It's unbelievable. What your president's been up against. We got the same system over here, Dave, of the deep state. That's what they are.
The swamp.
And I said this the other day,
man.
Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. I've got everybody going.
Well, that's the thing, Jeff. I mean, the Parliament building was never built on a swamp. It was built by the River Thames, of course. So there was never a swamp there, like there was at the site where DC was constructed. But it's the same type of mentality. It's the same type of removal from reality. I mean, remember when I was reading those stories and talking about those Labor MPs that were from Leave constituencies. Their constituencies voted Leave during the Brexit referendum. And what are they doing? Working for Remain. They get to London, and suddenly it doesn't matter that they're from a Leave constituency. Suddenly they're Remainers. They're suddenly Ramoners. So it's the and DC is the same way. It's this bubble of non-reality that doesn't have anything to do with the man or woman in the street. And the press uses all these labels, thisist and thatist and thisophobe and thatophobe, racism, all this other kind of stuff. It's not working anymore. That part of it stopped, Jeff, I think, honestly, in 2016. President Trump being elected
now, does it, Dave, to any of us?
No,
it really doesn't.
Yeah.
It's lost it, and it shouldn't. It should never lose. When someone called you a racist, and I know someone who used to be on the show, what's his name now? Oh, my goodness me. He was on our show, and he said the worst thing that he could ever get called was a racist at the time, and it really upset him. Who is it now?
Yeah,
I'm not thinking of. Tim Burton.
You might be.
My apologies.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Tim said
yeah,
that.
You might be thinking of Tim Burton. Yeah. Well, and it's a terrible thing to be, because racism is straight up satanic evil, Jeff, and I know you agree with me on that.
I do.
But for people to level that charge at someone just because they want to see that the truth is told about an ideology that is threatening a nation's children and threatening a nation's women, all right, is appalling. This is terrible, and the media is participating in it.
Try and silence the mass, and all it has done now with what you've seen with Tommy, the people that's growing. I mean, when he goes back to the Old Bailey, when he becomes an MEP and he goes back to the Old Bailey, I'm sure people will be camping out for 2 days there. There's no stopping. This wave is like a tsunami. This is like a wave of tsunami. The people, the working class people, are going to motivate, and they're going to be there for Tommy. And God help them if they decide to send this young man to prison. All hell will let loose. Maybe that's what they expect, because I don't think they're really going to expect what they will see. I think it will shake them to the foundations, Dave. Because people really, really had enough. How dare they treat this young man, the truth teller. Look at Melanie Shaw. Look at her. She's away.
Terrible treatment.
I don't forget, you don't, Dave. She's always in our prayers. And millions of people out there talk about what's happened to Melanie. They banged her away indefinitely. Ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly, indefinitely.
She's serving 2 years. She served that 2 years ago. Then they decided to section her because they don't want the truth getting out there, ladies and gentlemen. They're trying to do the same with Mr. Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
But there's millions and millions of us now. I mean, the world is watching. Tommy Robinson's got more supporters in the world than these politicians could ever dream about having in an election. His support is global. You politicians will never, ever get that. You are detested. You are despised. The working class people of this country now have woke up to what you really are. You're evil, you're satanic, you're a bunch of paedophiles, and we know one day you will be held accountable for the totally inactive benevolence of what you've treated the people in this country with contempt. You talk about contemptible, you're contemptible. I've seen kids up and down this country, lives being ruined, never be the same. You sat back and you done nothing. It was people like EDL, people like Tommy Robinson up there on the streets, and we talked about this week in, week out. And same as what Tommy's doing now. And look at the way that he's been demonised because he's speaking out. He's speaking out on behalf of the kids. He's speaking out about the communities out there, the working class communities, that you don't really care, except when there's an election going on. Yes, you politicians. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Just wanted to stuff it to all this.
No, Jeff, that's exactly it. You know, part of the reason, what you're talking about resonates with me and with a lot of people here in the States. That's part of the reason why you have the walk away movement here. In the States, among women, among black people, among all the people that the Democrats over here don't give a rat's behind about until it's time for the elections. And then they come around, we'll fight for you. Yeah, you know why so many black people voted for President Trump? Because they looked around and they said, okay, the Democrats have had our votes for the past 50 years and things haven't gotten better. And now President Trump probably enjoys more support among black people than he ever has because the economy is better. There are more black people, more of all of our people who have jobs and have their own power through their own money. It's about who can produce real results, not fakes and phonies. Again,
and he
like
promised
Nigel.
What is on the label with him? He's promised. Okay, there was with the health thing, Dave. I know there was issues there, but everything he said he would do, and he said he's batting for the people. He's coming there because he wants to bat. He wants to do what's right for the country, and he wants to work on behalf of the working class people. And I like that, and I think it resonated across all the communities: the Hispanics, the black, the Africans. Everybody could see that everybody else, what they promised, they never kept their promise. Let's just hope that this guy can. And I think they're all. I hope they're really happy. Okay, you might have done a few things, Dave, that hasn't made everybody happy, but, hey, it's a part of what you do, isn't it, Dave? It
certainly beat the alternative. And, Jeff, I've got to read a little bit of this here, brother, before we hit a tune break, you know what I'm saying? But this is what I was talking about earlier, and this just honestly, it blew my mind when I saw it, man. And not many things blow my mind anymore. This here, if you want to go looking for it, guys, this here comes out of the Sun, okay? And it's by Martin Beckford, the Whitehall editor, and it was updated on the 14th of May. And the headline here is, Deal with the Devil. Nigel Farage, okay, says he may prop up a Jeremy Corbyn-led government if it delivered Brexit. And the subhead on this one is, the former UKIP leader said he'd do a deal with the devil with Labour. And I got to tell you, as I'm scrolling down, guys, there is no way that Labour is ever going to deliver Brexit. We know what Labour is about, and they are not about the sovereignty of the people or the UK. But let me read it. Okay. Nigel Farage has indicated he would prop up a Jeremy Corbyn government if it meant delivering Brexit. Asked if he would form a coalition with Labour or the Tories, he said he would do a deal with the devil in order to secure Britain's exit from the EU single market and customs union. Now, again, guys, if you believe that Nigel Farage is really wants to deliver that, you'll believe anything. That's just my opinion. That, just from my political spider sense watching the guy.
You've got to realise, Claire Fox, who's running as an MEP in the northwest of England, she was one of those who agrees with child pornography. And also, what else was it she believed in? It was totally.
She's an IRA. She's an IRA sympathizer. Yeah, she's an IRA sympathizer.
Dave. Yeah. This is the person who wants to be the MMP who's in the Brexit party. How?
Exactly.
And
the communist
Farage, I trust him as far as I can throw him. He's not for the working class. He despises working class. He's an old Etonian, Dave. He's one of the Jolly Boys Club.
Yeah, you hear it. You hear him when he talks to people. It's just terrible.
He called him an effing elitist. Jog on, basically, he told him.
He is. He is.
I mean, you can smell him out, can't you? And he did. And like most of us. And then when Steve said that, I knew that he was bang on. He was bang on, you know, what he said. And we've all seen that. We've all saw the way that he didn't want to make any comments about Tommy Robinson. If he did, it was all totally negative. So he knew that he wasn't on the side of the people. Far from it. He's got his own agenda that he's working to, and that's it, Dave. People might think, UKIP, I don't know. Well, I'd rather put my weight behind UKIP than vote for him? For him, the traitor? You know, he's a flip-flopper. He's a flip-flopper. There's no doubt about it, is there, Dave?
Absolutely, Jeff. Absolutely.
There's a bigger party out there. I'll go and join in now. You know, he's one of those. Trust him as far as you can throw him. He's got no bottom.
Exactly.
When it comes to push and shove, he's the one who quickly runs off. He left some poor. I think there was a kid in a car. He had the car that he was in crashed with another car. He decided to do a runner. It wasn't
that's right. I did hear about that,
mind you. But he still got out of his car and he ran off and he said, "I like to be on Question Time that evening." That was last week, believe it or not. So that shows
this wasn't too long ago,
the caliber of this horrible, disgusting, cowardly person. He'd rather run away, and a child's been in that car, and he'd rather run away for his political beliefs and benefits and whatever. He's not a man. He's a terrible coward. I'd rather try to trust Tommy every minute of the day to have 1 second spent with Farage, because if I speak Farage, I'd like to smack him on his nose. He don't represent me. He doesn't represent the working class people. And I don't care. Might be call me violent, but if he come near me, it's my prerogative. I don't like him, so I'm going to thump him.
There you are, Jeff. Well, you know what, man? I just want to say one more thing about that woman that he talked about in his speech in Carlisle. You know, who you highlighted, Jeff. Now, not only is this woman a communist, running in the Brexit Party, she's a communist, okay? But, yes, she's an IRA sympathizer, and she is against stopping child pornography on the Internet. She's against it. You know, she's come out against it. That's the Brexit Party. Guys, don't be fooled by the name. UKIP has been for Brexit ever since I've heard of it. Again, I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not a citizen of the UK. You know, I'm not an expat from the States, you know, but I want to see the people of the United Kingdom have their own sovereignty in their own government. And I want to see that because it's important, because you guys are our allies, our brothers and sisters. And I want to see it also because it will show my brothers and sisters over here in the United States that we can get out of the UN. We don't need to be in any of these super states, guys. We got along fine without them before, and we can get along fine without them in the future. We don't need some unelected bunghole who's overpaid and, again, as Tommy Robinson said, undertaxed for what they get, telling us locally.
Yeah, well, he gave you some figures, didn't he, Dave?
Yeah, he did.
I think they earn, was it 69 or £89,000 a year, and they pay about 12% taxes on that. The normal working-class person will pay 20, even up to 40%. So it goes to show you, doesn't it? But Tommy, this is something else, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to this. Tommy Robinson, if he becomes the MEP, would you like to tell the listeners, Dave, where he's going to send his money, what he's going to do with his money? Would you like to tell the listeners?
Well, no, actually, Jeff, I'll let you tell them. I'll give you that privilege, brother. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Robinson has said if he wins the MEP, that money will go towards the girls and the victims of rape grooming gangs. The money will be sent to help them. That's what he's way. This is what he's doing. He's putting his money and his well-being on the line, and that money, that whatever he would earn, will go to horses. Now, you can't call it better justice than that, of what this man's doing. Brings a tear to my eye because...
It is, yes, it does. It does. No, that's a man there. That's what we say in the States.
Tommy. Yeah. That's why I hope and pray.
I agree.
Let's see a landslide. Let's see them actually shuffling their seats when they see Tommy Robinson has won a landslide victory in the northeast and the northwest. Wow! We'll just send an earthquake through the establishment, Dave. That's what he's trying. That's what he tells me. That's what we want to do. I'm doing this for you. You're part of me. I'm part of you. I'm doing this for you, the working class people, the lost voices, and that's what he's doing. And look at me, I'm saying I'm canvassing on behalf of Tommy. What am I like?
No, Jeff is not on staff, but Jeff. You know what, man? It's time for a tune, and what I did now, I don't know how well this is going to translate over the audio here for the show, but you and I talked on Sunday about Freddie Starr, who recently died. Wonderful comedian. And I found some of his TV moments. I don't know how well this will translate, but this is about 3.5 minutes. So, Jeff, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and play this, and then we'll swing into our final segment for the show. You ready?
Yeah, that's great, Dave.
All right. This is going to be about 3.5 minutes, guys. You're listening to the English Defense League radio show, and this is Freddie Starr. Some of Freddie Starr's more iconic, as they say, TV moments. Here we go.
And that is it for this time. Next time, part 3. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye.
The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2019. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
The new show on the SHR Media Network, Sackheads Against Tyranny. On shrmedia.com. Go there quick like a bunny, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, every Wednesday. Live and direct on the SHR Media Network. shrmedia.com. Be there.
For 50 years, I've seen the American people blinded by corrupt politicians, a lapdog media, and deceptive Islam. The one thing the elites fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through Spreaker, iTunes, and SoundCloud, through SHR Media and the Western Free Radio Network, for half a century of experienced perspective on political and social issues, weekly on The Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender, ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capital, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making of this ad.
Hey girls, Carry Girl Gear is here. More and more women every day are concealed carrying, participating in competitive shooting, and getting firearms training. It's not a boys' club anymore, and we don't have to shop in their stores anymore either. Finally, a cool and unique clothing line just for women. Dope tees and hats for the patriotic concealed carry and 2A girl. So what are you waiting for? Go check out carrygirlgear.com today.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.